Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different, and it's going to be a personal reading on what would you see in Birdbox. I have two tarot decks here. You could pick one for my clairvoyance, for my clairaudience. Go with your gut and pick either the vice versa tarot deck or the dreamscape oracle deck. I'll give you some time to pick, and I'll see you at your reading. So for those who picked the vice versa tarot deck, this is your reading for what would you see in Birdbox. Yeah, and if the message doesn't resonate, it's going to be general, of course. But if the message doesn't resonate, feel free to pick another pile. And if the other pile does not resonate with you, then there was just no message here for you. But there should be something here for you. It should resonate. Alright, so for people, spirits, if they were in Birdbox, what would they see? Based on their real life energy, what would they see? For people who chose the vice versa tarot deck, what would they see in Birdbox? In the movie Birdbox. If they were in the movie Birdbox, what would they see? We have the Star card. We have the Five of Pentacles. I think this is backwards. I'm not sure. I think that's backwards. Or maybe it's forwards. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Alright. What else? Let me just go ahead and start channeling before I lose it. Okay, so for people who pick this pile, I think that you were a little bit older, or if you have more mature energy. And you might be a provider some way, shape, or form. You might be a mother, you might be a wife, or people just depend on you somehow, some way. And I feel like in conjunction with you being older, I feel like you've grown accustomed to taking on this provider role for so long, right? So you kind of just don't know no other way. And even in some of you might be on a journey of trying to figure out what do you want, right, with this Star card here. I feel like what you would see in Birdbox, it's different for some. What you might see in Birdbox, which will cause you to unalive yourself, is one, you not being fulfilled, you seeing yourself not being fulfilled, or maybe even your worst fear, coming to fruition. That could be different for some. That could be different for some. I see a fear here. I see your fear coming into fruition is what you would see. And I mean, it could be something as small as, like, I don't know, like bugs or something, or snakes, but it's more so like a deeper fear here that some of you have that I'm picking up. It's like basically being forgotten. Being forgotten for some. Um, people not caring, and also you not feeling needed. You're not feeling needed. It's more so like a feeling of being forgotten. Um, nobody caring about you, including family, like having nobody in your corner, is what I feel like you would see in Bird Box. And what else? What would people who chose vice versa tarot deck see in Bird Box? What would they see in Bird Box? Let me scoot these up. Maybe even like you not having your children, even maybe, I don't know, it like you might have kids. Basically, like in real life you might have kids, but basically like your life not turning out the way you want it to. Your life not turning out the way that you wanted it to. You not being able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. But it's like a feeling here of like, it's very, what you'll see in a Bird Box is very humanitarian. It's very like Akashic, so to speak. It has something to do with like your life path, like maybe even your Chiron for some. Like for example, I have a Chiron in Aquarius, and that's the wound of belonging, right? And it constantly shows up in group settings. Anytime when there's a group of people, anytime where I make friends or whatever the fuck, there's a feeling of not feeling like I belong, right? And so, for example, in conjunction with this reading, say if this was my pile, I would, what I would see in Bird Box is, you know, people treating me like shit, people not caring about me, feeling worthless. And, you know, that would, you know, make me feel some type of way, right? And we know what happens after someone looks at the monster or the being or whatever when it was inside the movie, right? So that's just an example of what I'm saying. It's like it's very like service oriented, people oriented. It's very, has something to do with my stability, self-esteem, the ability of feeling needed. It's like you being forgotten, like, you know, something along the lines. What else? We have the Four of Cups. Yeah, we have the Four of Cups. I can't make this up. Like, it's like a feeling of like it's a feeling of like, you know, not being happy, not being fulfilled. Some of you might, you know, suffer from depression. Now, I'm not diagnosing or anything, but in real life, some of you might suffer from depression. And yeah, also just not being treated fairly. Not being treated fairly. That's all I'm saying. I mean, this reading was pretty straightforward, and it's just reiterating what I was thinking. Exactly. And then the back of the deck is the Six of Wands backwards. And when we talk about the Six of Wands, we talk about notoriety, victory, being noticed. But because it came out like this, it just proves my point. Like, people forgetting you, not caring. What does people who pick deck one, what do they need to know about saying this in Bird Box? Like, what do they need to know? What do they need to take from this reading? Like, what do they need to take from this reading? The Three of Swords backwards. I'm channeling that song Brain and Heart by Melanie Martinez. And in that song, it's basically like, when she said in the song, when did humans learn how to separate brain and heart, their brain and heart, as if they could stay alive alone, flip it around the other way. And there's a need here to balance your brain and your heart for some. We have the King of Swords backwards. What do you need to take away from this reading? This might sound a little grotesque. This might sound a little morbid even. It might sound a little unsettling. But Spirit is saying, Power One, when you die, your problems, your family members, your friends, they don't go with you. There's only one person that's going to occupy the casket. And Spirit is saying, live now. Don't wait until everybody else is taken care of for you to start living, for you to start feeling abundance within yourself. Because you can't take all this shit with you once you pass away. You can't take your baggage with you. And last thing you want is for your soul, for your spirit to feel like they haven't lived in their fullest potential. See what I'm saying? Like, just Spirit is saying, do what you can, right? I'm not saying like drop a bag on, you know, some elaborate trip or getaway. Spirit is saying, do what you can to bring you the most fulfillment. I mean, set boundaries, even all the way down to setting boundaries. If you don't want to do something, don't fucking do it. Like, especially if you're not obligated to, you know. There needs to be some soul searching here. Even getting into your Akashic records maybe could help. I know Akashic records readings are expensive, especially when you go to like a genuinely good reader. I mean, I could do it for free. I mean, just email me. I could do it for free. If you're interested, like if you want an Akashic reading, Akashic records reading, I could do it for free. Just email me. But I know that Akashic record readings could be expensive. But I feel like for some of you who chose this pile, it'll help you, you know, figure out who you are. I feel like that's very important for you, especially as of right now in this current climate, is to figure out who you are and what you bring to the world if you were at your fullest potential. Like I said, I feel like you're a little bit older. Mid 30s for some, in your 20s to mid 30s is what I'm getting, and both men and women here, because I see a lot of men cards and I see female cards too. So there's both men and women who chose this pile. I see a melting pot of men and women who chose this pile. And I feel like Spirit is saying it's time to start figuring out who you are, because time is going, and your priorities are changing, and that is okay. And I feel like you feel the shift. Like, some obligations that you have, you don't want to do it anymore. You lost, you know, motivation to do it. And Spirit is saying that's okay. You're not meant to stay the same forever. And it's okay to, you know, feel the shift of wanting to be more selfish with your time and your money, and it's okay. It's spirit is aiding you in moving forward with being more selfish, you know. It's okay to be selfish. Have a healthy amount of the selfish energy. It's okay. Some of us have a problem with not being selfish and need to learn how to be selfish, and vice versa. Some people have a selfish problem and need to learn how to be not so selfish. And you know, spirit is also saying let go of past hurt. Spirit is saying let go of past hurt. You need to heal. And that's all I'm saying for you, pile one. I hope you enjoyed your reading, okay? And let me know if you like more, if you want more readings like these. This is just a little taste, you know, a little warm up, because I am starting to move more into personal readings. I'm moving more into posting personal readings on my channel, like pick a cards and shit like that, right? So let me know if you guys enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the Dreamscape Oracle for what will you see in Birdbox, welcome to your reading. Some things might not resonate, some things will. Okay, take what resonates and leave the rest. If nothing in this pile resonates, feel free to pick another pile. And if nothing resonates in that pile, then there just was not a message here for you today. But there should be a message here for you today, if you pick this pile and if it's your right pile. So to get into your reading, we want to know, what would people who chose the Dreamscape Oracle Spirit see in Birdbox? What would they see in Birdbox Spirit? For people who chose the Dreamscape Oracle, what would they see in Birdbox? What would they see in Birdbox? That causes them to, you know, that would cause them to unalive themselves. What would they see in Birdbox? We have the Tiger. Look at this card. Such a pretty deck. My ex got it for me a while ago. This deck is old. I really use it. What else? The cards. What else would the people who chose pile 2 see in Birdbox? I knew this card was going to come out. We have the White Buffalo. I knew this card was going to come out. What else? And we have the Luna Mall. What will you see in Birdbox? All of these cards talk about cultural differences in some way, shape, or form, right? And then we have the obvious card in the middle, which is White Buffalo, and that's it talks about, you know, it's a card inspired by the indigenous people. You know, we all know about the indigenous people, you know, when it came to what they went through with the English settlers, and there's a historical context here when it comes to what you would see in Birdbox. For some of you, you might be very culturally inclined. You might be very into your culture, and for some of you, you might see the past. You might see the past. Some of you might see your past life. But it's a very disparaging past, or maybe not living up to. It might be you seeing your past and how your past could connect to your future, and how, I mean, your present, and then how your present can connect to the fact that you did not live up to your fullest potential in the future. There's like a heavy, like hold on, I didn't get the tarot. Excuse me. And there's an emphasis here on being the odd one out, you know. um I feel like for people for this pile, you do shy away from being, you know, the leader, leading the pack for some, or maybe for all, I don't know. But there's a fear here of being out of your comfort zone, being forced to do something that's huge, like for example, like leading a war or something like that. It's like and then you let people down. There's a fear of letting people down here, letting people down who count on you. It's like what you would see is you're placed with this heavy burden, right? And then you fail. Some of you might be scared of failing here in real life, in IRL, right? Some of you might be scared of failing in real life, or letting people down, being a disappointment. But I mean, Spirit is saying that you don't even know who you are, that you're capable of doing so much. And I don't think in real life, I don't think that you live up to your fullest potential. You could be drawn to pile 1, 2, and you honestly should take what resonates over there and not take the whole message, but some of it when it comes to like your life path. You might need to do an Akashic reading as well. I could do it for free. All you have to do is just email me, because I know Akashic readings could be expensive. Akashic record readings could be expensive. For people who chose Dreamscape Oracle, what would they see in Birdbox? What would they see in Birdbox if they were in Birdbox? You need to get your self-esteem in order. You need to get your self-worth in check, because you are so much more capable than what you think. You're so much more capable than what you think you're capable of, right? Some of you might have a healthy sense of self-esteem, but it could be more. I feel like you could do more. You could feel better about yourself. There's always room for improvement when it comes to your self-worth and your self-esteem. And I feel like what you would see in Birdbox is like I said, the scenario was accurate in the beginning. I feel like you'd probably see a past life of you letting someone down. For example, I had a dream of a past life and I was a male. And how you could know that you're dreaming of a past life is that you're observing yourself, but it's you. It's you in your dream, but you're observing your own actions. And you don't have to look like how you look in your current life. You could look like something completely different, like how I looked, completely different in a past life that I was dreaming about. So I knew it was me. It was a non-black male. It was a non-black male that I was observing, but I knew it was me. And it was a surgery that I had. I was trying to save people, but I couldn't. And so I killed myself, right? I killed myself because I could not save everyone. And so I live with that guilt, right? And it's like, you might see something similar to this. It could actually be you, or it could be something from a past life, having a vision of a past life. And if you haven't seen Birdbox, then it's basically like, I'm assuming that you've seen Birdbox, right? And so given that you saw what you saw when it comes to the creature, that vision speaks to your self-worth, and it makes you feel bad about yourself, because one of your worst fears has come to fruition. Some of you might have a fear of letting people down or disappointing people. Some of your worst fears have come to fruition, and it kind of gives your low self-worth fuel. And so you feel bad about yourself and you end up unaliving yourself, right? You could all, I think I said this already in the beginning, but you can also benefit from Akashic record readings as well, to aid you in real life. I don't mind doing it for free. You could just email me. My email, I'll put it in the description, but you should also find it on my YouTube profile. It's always there. But yeah, I have no problem with doing anyone's Akashic reading for free, because Akashic record readings could be expensive. But that's if you trust me, right? No pressure. But I feel like there's a sense here of not knowing your worth. And I feel like there's a heavily spiritual tie as to why your self-worth is so fragile. And I feel like you may have been through a lot of things, pile 2, that kind of forces you to think negatively about yourself. And I feel like there's some dark forces that whisper into your ear, or at least try to fuel your negative limiting beliefs and insecurities, and making you believe that you're not worthy. But I take it that you are. You're a very important individual. You're very sought after by spirit. You have a very high calling. And these dark forces keep you down and keep you small. And I feel like back to the reading, back to the prompt at hand, what you would see in Birdbox is just your limiting beliefs being confirmed. And then you feeling like shit about yourself and causing you to unalive yourself. I know this is so morbid. I'm regretting even doing this concept of a reading, but I thought about it and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. I feel like somebody would appreciate the originality. I don't know. No, this is so morbid. Oh my gosh. But I come in peace, I swear. And we're going to ask, what can you take from this reading in real life? Because, you know, I thought that, and I wasn't wrong. I thought that this question would serve as a mirror to some people for their real life circumstances, and I wasn't wrong. Yeah. Your reading was pretty straightforward too. It was a little hard in the beginning, and I think it's because these are oracle cards. Tarot is more specific, but I picked up something. Thank God. But I mean, do I need to like reiterate what I mean? Basically, oh shit. Basically, I already said what you need to take from the reading. I mean, understand that you are so much more important than you think. And I'm so sorry that you feel this way about yourself. And some of you might even be overwhelmed right now. You guys might even be crying, depressed in real life. And some of you might have even went through an instance where your self-esteem and your self-worth got triggered again. This could be in regards to love, family, the fact that people are not helping you. You're worthy of help. You're worthy of all of that shit. Oh, everything good and more. And I'm so sorry, pile 2, that you feel this way. If this doesn't resonate, then it's not your pile. Feel free to pick another pile. But yeah, what could pile 2 take from this reading, spirit? What could pile 2 take from this reading? People who chose the Dreamscape Oracle deck, what could they take from this reading? And even culturally, this could be all the way down. You could be black or African American or African, And this could even go hand in hand with the fact, like, you know, you're being faced with the fact that, oh, I'm black, I have all these disadvantages. Spirit is saying that you will prevail regardless of the odds being against you. And trust me, I know I'm as black as they come, okay? Trust me, I totally understand this mindset. And I'm talking to myself too. I have to realize that I'm so much more than my skin color. And because it pays to be God's favorite. It pays to be God's favorite. And regardless of the circumstances and regardless of the system being against me, I have to realize that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Pile two people chose the Dreamscape Oracle. What should they take away from this reading? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of Pentacles, period. You have the 3 of Wands in reverse. You have the 6 of Wands. We have the 5 of Cups. And we have the 3 of Cups. And then we have the Moon card in the back of the deck. Alrighty. So, just reiterating what I said earlier, one thing I'm saying is what I saw earlier, is that you're, with this 6 of Cups, with this 6 of Pentacles here, this 6 of Wands, and this 3 of Pentacles, you're worthy of help. You're worthy of good things. You're worthy of fortune. You're worthy of collaborations. You're worthy of being given. You're worthy of victory and success. And you should also understand that you are successful. And also, Spirit is saying that you should recognize the amount of times that you've been protected. And I'm praying for you, Pile 2. Stay blessed, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.